The passive voice is not just some complicated grammar technique that you have to learn for school. The passive voice just might save your relationship. Ever said something and instantly regretted it? Yeah, me too. But what if I told you you can communicate your frustrations in a way that doesn't make the other person so angry and upset? That's the power of passive voice. The thing is, many struggle with when to actually use it. But today, I'll show you how to make the passive voice work in real life situations and in everyday conversation. Are you ready? Let's go. By the end of this video, you'll know everything you need to know to use passive voice and active voice correctly. So, let's go.
Let's go.
First things first. A common mistake that people usually make when they think about the passive voice is that they think about tenses. Passive voice has nothing to do with past, present, future. Those are tenses. Passive voice does not mean past tense. When we talk about passive voice, we're focusing on the object receiving the action. Active voice is the tense that you most likely learned when you were first studying English. Most of our sentences are in active voice. For example, Messi scored the winning goal. In this sentence, we have Messi, who is the subject that is doing, he is scoring the goal. Messi scored what? The object, the winning goal. Messi is the subject, scored is the verb, and the object is goal, or the winning goal, to be more specific. So in the active voice, we're focusing on Messi in this case. We're focusing on the subject doing the thing.
Do the thing!
We use active voice when the doer of the situation or the doer of the sentence is important. Here, we want to make it clear that Messi was the one that scored the goal, although that's not really necessary. Messi always scores the goals. On the other hand, we use the passive voice when we want to focus on the object receiving the action. So in the sentence, Messi scored the goal, we can turn it into the goal, our object, was scored by Messi. In this case, we don't have to put by Messi. It's obvious, we know he scores all the goals. We don't have to put by Messi. That's extra information in passive voice because our focus is this winning goal, right? The winning goal was scored by Messi, or just the winning goal was scored. And they won the World Cup. Okay, first, the structure of the passive voice, okay? We have subject of the sentence, then we have the be verb. What is the be verb? Remember, it's am, are, is, was, were, be, being, and been. Okay, those are all the conjugations of the be verb. The be verb gives us the tense in our passive voice sentences. So we have subject and be verb in whatever tense the sentence is in, plus past participle. It's verb number 3, right? That we use in perfect tense. So eat, ate, eaten, go, went, gone, jump, jumped, jumped. That one's easier. Many times the past perfect tense is the same as the simple past tense, but be careful, because just because they are the same doesn't mean they are the same in grammar, okay? So subject, be verb, past participle, and then we can have our extra prepositional phrase. A prepositional phrase is just a phrase that starts with a preposition. Usually in the passive voice, it is by, then the subject, or by the doer of the action. Before I continue, going back to the past participle, if you are learning your vocabulary and you are learning verbs, always be memorizing the infinitive. We'll go with eat is infinitive, right? The simple past, ate, and the past participle, eaten. Every time you memorize verbs, eat, ate, eaten, because that will save you a lot of time in the future. Even if you are beginner level, total beginner, start learning verb 1, verb 2, verb 3. Infinitive, the original verb, to be. Past simple, in the case of to be, that's was and were. Past participle, been, more commonly pronounced as been. Okay, so start learning those from day 1. Now we're going to talk about the most important thing, how to use passive voice in everyday life. But first, are you ready to get serious with your English? Because I have just the thing for you. Below, you can find a link to the English Success Planner. This already made spreadsheet is the perfect way to guide you on setting clear goals, creating an effective study schedule, and finding lots of other free resources and information about how to succeed in English. I know that's what you want. That's why you're here. So click the link in the description for your free copy today. Now let's talk about some situations where it's better to use the passive voice over the active voice. First, you may have gone to couples therapy or read relationship books in which the therapist gives you the advice to not use the subject you in tense situations, some situations where you have something negative to say about the other person. Now, this is not just relationships, specifically love relationships, it's about everyone in your life this could work for. Instead of saying, honey, you didn't take out the garbage, this is active voice. So instead of saying that, you can change it to passive voice. The subject would be the garbage, since that was the object in the previous sentence, right? The thing receiving or not receiving, in this case, the action. And it was a past simple sentence. You didn't take out. We have to make our be verb past simple. So the garbage was, were, was. The garbage was. In this case, wasn't, because it was a negative sentence. The garbage wasn't Then we have our main verb, take. Take, took, taken. So the garbage wasn't taken out yesterday. The sentence would be, the garbage wasn't taken out. Do you hear the difference? You didn't take out the garbage. The garbage wasn't taken out. The passive voice is a much softer way to remind someone to do something instead of nagging them. It sounds much less aggressive and will more than likely be taken much better than using the active voice. Personally, I try to speak to my husband like this sometimes, but he's perfect, so I almost don't have to. Now let's move on to the more official reasons to use passive voice that you would learn in a typical grammar class. Situation number 1, very commonplace to read and hear passive voice would be in crime reports and investigations. Sometimes we don't know who did the action yet. This is very common in a police investigation when something happened, but we don't know who did it. You might say, hopefully you never have to say it, but my car was stolen yesterday. The emphasis here is on the car. That's the problem. We don't know who stole the car, sadly, right? Someone stole my car. Or even better, my car was stolen. We don't need to focus on the subject because it's obvious. It was someone. It wasn't a monkey. It was someone. But we don't really know that. So the focus is the car. Going back to the original verb, it's steal, stole, stolen. My car was stolen. In situation 2, another way we use the passive voice is in experiments and scientific research. In scientific contexts like that, the emphasis is not on the researchers themselves, but more so on what they are researching, right? That's why people read scientific articles, is because they want to know information about a thing that was tested. For example, a new vaccine was developed for cancer last week. So you have your subject, which is a new vaccine. Then you have your be verb in the past tense because our time word is last week. So past simple was, then our verb, which was developed. We have develop, developed, developed, was developed. A new vaccine was developed last week. We don't talk about the people that are developing it. We could say some researchers developed a new vaccine for cancer, but that's not really what people care about. They care about this new vaccine to cure cancer. In our third situation, we also use the passive voice when the doer of the subject is distracting or just not important. They are irrelevant, so to speak.
Emotional, damn it!
For example, King Charles III was crowned on May 6th, 2023. A very special day in history. Crowned, or to crown, that is our main verb here. What does that mean? Basically, that means put the crown on their head, so they're officially king or queen. In this context, Do you know who crowned King Charles? Do you know his name? It's not important, and it's not going to be that important in history either.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
The part that we're focused on is King Charles III. Excellent job! You have made it this far in the video. I'm so proud of you, my love. Now, let's take a little quiz. Let's turn the active voice into the passive voice.
I don't like where this is going.
If you're like me, you might struggle with this at the beginning. When I was learning this in high school, it was kind of confusing. But just focus on the structure that we learned. You'll have no problem, okay? First things first, the teacher graded the tests. The answer is the tests were graded by the teacher, or simply the tests were graded. Why? Well, what's our tense? The teacher graded. Past tense, to grade, graded. Okay? Past simple. So the test, which is third person plural, so we have were, not was, because that's the past tense of be, past simple tense. Then our main verb is what? Grade. Past participle, grade, graded, graded. Easy. Not the past tense, past participle. The tests were graded. You don't have to say by the teacher, because she's not important. Let's continue. Next one. Scientists conducted the experiment in a lab. The object here that we are focusing on is the experiment, or in natural English, the experiment. So that becomes our subject. The experiment, what's the tense? Past simple, okay? So we have our be verb in the past simple. Experiment is third person singular, so the experiment was, not were. Third person singular is he, she, it, and one thing. So the experiment was, what's our main verb? Conducted. Conduct, conducted, conducted, past participle. So the experiment was conducted in a lab. The experiment was conducted by scientists, not important, in a lab. The experiment was conducted in a lab by scientists. Number 3, police arrested the suspect at 5 a.m. Our object here is the suspect, and the sentence, again, past simple, easy peasy. So the subject was, third person singular. The subject was, our main verb, arrest. Arrest, arrested, arrested, easy peasy. So the subject was arrested, and you can put by the police at 5 a.m. Or the subject was arrested at 5 a.m. by the police. It's really silly to put by the police here because who else does arresting? Maybe if it's in a special case like the FBI, CIA, MI6, whatever. But generally it's just police, right? Okay. Next one, the boss canceled the meeting. Our object is the meeting. Our tense is the past simple, canceled. So we need our be verb in the past simple. The meeting was, third person singular, not were, was canceled. Canceled, canceled, canceled. So easy. The meeting was canceled by the boss. 5. The new owners of the company made a decision to change the company's policy. Whew, lots of words. So, what is our object? Well, the object comes after the verb. Okay, where's our verb? The new owners of the company. Ding, ding, ding. Made. Made what? Made a decision. Our object is a decision. So, a decision becomes our subject of the passive voice. What tense is this sentence in? Again, past simple, made. We have a decision, which is third person singular, it. So our be verb is past simple, was. The decision was. And then we have our past participle of the main verb, which is, what's the main verb? Make. Make, made, made. Way too easy. A decision was made to change the company's policy. Congratulations! You just learned the main details of how to use the active versus the passive voice. Notice one thing, of course, is that I just used the past simple tense in this quiz. In my next video, you're going to have to figure out all of the tenses.
What?
I'm serious. I look forward to seeing you there. You can just click it, follow in the playlist. It comes right after this one. Good luck. You don't need luck. You'll learn it, no problem. Also, I have another question for you. Did you enjoy this lesson? Has it helped you? Do you have any more questions about this topic? Please let me know. And if you're like many of my students and you're not sure where to begin your English journey, if you feel stuck, you want to learn more, well, I've made the guide for you. Click below. Take a look at the English Success Planner. It's going to be more than you expect. For sure, I know 100% that it will help you. Satisfaction guaranteed. Or your money back. But that doesn't matter because it's free. Free for you, my listener. Love you. Don't forget to watch the next parts of these videos on passive voice. Keep practicing. You're doing great. Now it's time for you to be a good friend. I know you know someone who needs help with their English. So why don't you share this video with them? And once again, thank you for using English with Meghan Mendoza. See you.